Why are they even singing? A few episodes later, dear lord. Are you going to sleep? Yes, I am. Now shut up. Maybe if you left Luffy with someone more responsible and not some mountain bandits, he would have joined the Marines. Luffy with Tama, so I'm not leaving until you laugh. Luffy with Momo. Hey Panini Head, are you even listening to me? Zone allows the user to transform into an animal. Logia allows the user to transform the composition of their body into a natural element. Paramecia, random bullshit, go. People who want Luffy to end up with People who want Luffy to end up with Nami. Me who wants Luffy to end up with no one. Nami, do you know where Zoro is? No, he probably list himself. What an age youth. Do you know where One Piece is? No daughter of mine is going to stand that fool Oden. Son? I see. No son of mine is going to stand that fool Oden. Wait for it to get better. Wait for it to get better. Wait for it to get better. It got better. Frankie, Shizuyonku, run away. Aren't we going to make our captain the Pirate King? I wasn't using my observation haki when fighting Luffy. I was just listening to what he was screaming before attacking. Katakuri will be back next week with more real facts. The night before the wedding of Sanji and Pudding will endure 50 episodes, 1 year, and we wanted to talk about the tournament of Dragon Ball. I finally found it, after 15 years, One Piece. The greatest treasure is the adventure you had. Nya! Idiot. Wishing me happy birthday doesn't make me the least bit happy. But Naruto is, One Piece is better. What, you're a Terminator? No way, what is one of those? I don't watch One Piece, and at this point I'm afraid to. The nautical term waifu, although spelt differently from the modern term waifu, was used to describe new deckhand as wet and freaking useless. Since this definition also applies to the typical waifu, it is safe to say that pirates beat us by 300 years. Fans have 15 years in Naruto and nobody bats an eye. People are going to have 27 years of One Piece and everybody loses their minds. This is the end of One Piece, until they made a new story. Exactly what Kanye West would look like if he decided to become a villain after his trip to Disneyland. Usopp, I'll end you, Luffy. Luffy, dude, just stop, I will gear to your ass. Attacking, shouting before an attack to warn your opponent. If you don't love me at my, then you don't deserve me at my. Imagine at the end of One Piece when Luffy finds the treasure and becomes king of the pirates. Zoro reveals he was a bounty hunter the entire time, waiting for the exact moment Luffy became pirate king so he could take his bounty and be known as the world's greatest bounty hunter. Useless kid if he fought in the whole Cake Island. Where's the iron? Unhated One Piece characters annual meeting. My friend started watching One Piece. Me, I'll be waiting for you at the land of Wano. Come at any cost. When Buggy uses his fruit, he becomes many pieces. When he bring himself back to normal, he becomes One Piece. Just laugh like a normal person. We don't do that here. Straw hats are good, but they can be better. Culled by Morgan, Arlog's sleeve. Culled by Krieg or still a cook. If Mihawk culls Krieg, would fight Warple, either dead or living with Kura. Killed by Crocodile or she would have colored herself without a will to live. Captured by CP9, dead or in prison. Still alone without a shadow. Still in Impel Down. Culled by Kuro. What way too many people saw. What really happened. The I could have been coolest character in the anime but the writers did me dirty squad. Buggy after Roger's execution. Look, mummy, I'm a princess. Of course you're a princess. Look, daddy, I'm Monkey D. Luffy. Dock off, I am Monkey D. Luffy. I found a piece of paper on the floor. Piece? Like the One Piece? I can use 3 words. That's cute. Skypiea if Luffy had any other devil fruit. End world hunger. End world poverty. Live in the world of One Piece. One Piece live action cast is out. One Piece's 1000th episode. New One Piece movie. It's about Shanks. I'm only worst generations who can swim. I'm only Yonko who can swim. I can clap. Studies have shown that girls pretend to be soft around boys they like, girls around me. What I look like in the gym mirrors versus what I look like in the mirrors at home. When you're the only Shunen protagonist who grew up with dad, the real reason why Sanji's bounty went up. Age 16, age 21. Young me practicing how to put a kiss mark when she doesn't care that you're a One Piece fan. It's the cure to male loneliness, jumping in a barrel and pursuing your dream to become king of the pirates. Who will win? A swordsman that can cut through anything. One of the top 11 highest bounties among rookies. Trained by the strongest swordsman in the world for 2 years. A straight path. Luffy hitting this pose and going straight into Gear 5 might be the biggest pump fake of the century. Buggy after Roger's